Hi guys, welcome back to another Overwatch video. Today I'm going to be helping you with some advanced settings on Overwatch. In my previous video I done with Hanzo, I basically explained some of the sort of best tips how to play him really well. I sort of elaborated on how you could change your settings, but I didn't actually go into advanced settings, which most of you actually commented saying, what's your advanced settings? Now some of these settings do actually help with Widowmaker as well. In my own opinion, Hanzo and Widowmaker are easier to play on PC. This setup is borderline PC-ish, but it's very difficult to do. I highly recommend you start on default settings, change your sensitivity to similar to what I have, and then work your way down, changing everything to what I have. Now everyone has their own learning curve, and some people are really going to struggle to do this. Some people might pick it up really easy, and in general, in my own opinion, it's super hard to do. My girlfriend can't do it, but now that I've learned it and I've been playing it since season 10, it's absolutely amazing. One of the best strategies to play Hanzo on console, and that is what I should have really said in the last episode when I explained about Hanzo. So we're going to jump into options right now, and I'm going to basically talk about my normal sensitivity, then jump into advanced. Now, why do I have my vertical sensitivity to 32? Now, that is quite low, which you might be thinking, oh, it should be higher. Why isn't it higher? Basically, because if you're playing Hanzo, you do not need a really high vertical sensitivity. That being because you have that movability, you can jump, and it's not needed really, because you're aiming for that headshot, and you know, if you control Hanzo really well, and you know the headshot's heights, which I'll go on to at the end of the episode, it's a perfect sensitivity for that. Now 72 horizontal, which some people play a lot higher on. 72 is still quick, but above average really. Now what this is, 72 is basically like if a tracer done one blink forward, that is the duration it takes to near enough do a 360. Now, I done a lot of clips in the previous two videos of me killing a tracer within that one blink, doing a 360 and killing a tracer. This sensitivity is borderline tracer blink speed. If you want a 360 or 180, it's perfect. It's super quick reactions if you've got that horizontal sensitivity. Again, it does take quite a while to master, but those are the default sensitivity settings. Now, before I jump in these advanced settings, these are absolutely nuts, and you're thinking, no way is this guy playing on these settings. But this is what I've played since season 10. I have been playing on different settings since season 1 to 10. I have slowly moved them down. Now, you're like, oh wow, everything's set to 0. What the hell's going on here? Now that was actually set to 80. I jumped in here before live streaming just to check everything was okay. Now, basically, aim assist strength is set to 0. Why the hell is that set to 0? Now, in my personal opinion, if you want to become a good player on Overwatch, playing Hanzo, Widowmaker, it's good to have this on 0, because on PC you don't have this. And to say you're good on console, it's better to have it on 0. And one of the main reasons is, let's say a Widowmaker's 100 meters up the road there, and you've got a perfect line of sight on her, and you're just about to release an arrow to get a perfect headshot on her. Now, if a McCree walks in front of you, an enemy McCree, basically what happens is that is your closest target. And the controllers, you have no control over this, and basically what happens is the game drags your line of sight or your reticule, and it moves it. It'll move to the right or left, and essentially what would happen then is you would be aiming at the McCree, and you would no longer have a line of sight on the Widowmaker, usually resulting in you getting killed. That is the case. It's happened to me so many times against like Widows and Hanzos. It's just one of those things I've instantly turned down. Now the window size for that is obviously turned down because I just like I elaborated on there, it just does not help me. In my own opinion, it just doesn't help. You could have this on 50% or 75% and work your way down. It's totally up to you guys. I would highly recommend starting on, I think it starts on 100, just slowly moving that down. It is on 0 now. Ease in is turned down to 0. That is very, very similar to smoothing. Smoothing is set to 80%, which I definitely need on a controller. A controller is definitely harder than a mouse to control. Like on a PC, it's so easy. In my own opinion, Hanzo and Widow are a lot easier to play on PC, and on controller, using those analog sticks, you just can't control it, unfortunately. And aim ease in is set to 0 as well. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, this guy plays on linear ramp or dual zone. I actually played on dual zone for most of my time playing on Overwatch until I heard the drama about linear ramp not working. I don't know if anyone knows about that, but if you were to go into Google and search that, Overwatch had a massive bug. I think it got fixed around season 12, and then I switched to linear ramp at season 12. This setup takes a lot of practice, and like my girlfriend tried to do it and she just can't play it. But that's what I'm saying is, if you start on 100%, like if I went to restore these right now, you were on 30 and 15, and if we go into the advances, look at the advanced settings. Like, that's crazy. Like, I just slowly move stuff down. So let's move this down to let's move this up to, my settings. So I'll put it to 3272 again. Okay, so like every game, just sort of like pop it down, and then once you get used to that a bit, just put one of them down, window size down, and then just slowly move it down. Like, you can have your aim assist really high, like 90%, and just make the window smaller. That would be a really good way, actually. Just make it smaller so it's not going to be as big. It's not going to drag those lines of sight out. That is one of the best things to do. Just slowly move it down. Another thing I mentioned is I use a standard PlayStation controller, no controller add-ons like different switches and stuff. The only thing I've got on my controller is a sticker, which essentially says Karaoke Gaming on it, and I use like these Controller Freaks from thumb grips. Now, I highly recommend getting these. These only cost about £4 or something, but these totally help with aiming as well. They give you that little height advantage, and they just help you grip the controller. I can't actually go back to playing a normal PlayStation controller just because it doesn't feel right. Nonetheless, guys, I think that's pretty much everything covered in advanced settings, and I've covered everything in the previous episodes for Hanzo. I will be doing more streams on Facebook. I've started streaming, yes, that's right. That is in the description down below as well. If you want to check that out, we will be doing more Overwatch and other games as well. I can't mention them, unfortunately. But nonetheless, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you've not done already, subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next Overwatch video.